All right. Strange times, indeed. But we can adapt to this. And that kind of is the message for my class this morning, is just how can we find ways in the wake of what's been happening all around us, where we are constantly having to adapt and change. How can we be in a space of acceptance? Because that takes us out of that place of resistance. It takes us out of a place of a lack of ease. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about that. So if you have a blanket or you have a towel, something like that, you can use that for your own at-home practice. If you have some blocks, great, you can use them. If you don't have blocks, you can also use like a really thick book. Or if you have like big cans in your pantry, you could throw like a washcloth or something over it, but that would be a great place for your hands. So just something in case you want to have some props available. We're going to start on our back. So go ahead and find your way onto your back, finding a comfortable position. You might want to support the back of the knees with a rolled up blanket or towel, or you might want to support the back of the head. So, or both, just depending on what you have available. So go ahead and make your way onto your back, extending the legs out long, turning your palms upward, just allowing the body to be in a space of receptivity, allowing the body to begin to relax and soften. Take a few moments to just check in, scan. Check in how the body feels this morning, noting any areas of discomfort, noting any areas that feel especially good. We tend to focus on the bad, and boy, right now there's a lot going around that it kind of prompts us in that direction. So let's see if we can focus on some good things. What feels good in your body today? Begin to notice any thoughts that are present. We can't change what we're not aware of, so just accepting what's here. Doing the same thing, just checking in with your heart space, noticing any feelings that are present. Can we just accept them? Can we just accept what's here? Begin to notice your breathing. Is your breathing fast or slow? Is it shallow or deep? Notice where in your body your breath is located. We know that by regulating our breath, by observing, noticing, and regulating our breath, we can bring peace and calm to our mind and to our body. So begin to intentionally slow and deepen your breath. Maybe you rest one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And for the moment, just begin to notice your natural breath. Does either hand move? Maybe your hands lift on the inhale and they lower on the exhale. A couple times like this, just again, noticing our natural breath, the rise and fall. Now begin to intentionally slow and deepen your breath. See if you can bring that breath down to fill from the bottom up. So like you're filling a balloon that exists in your abdomen, expanding all the way into the rib cage and all the way into the chest. As you exhale, releasing the breath, feeling that balloon shrink, letting all the breath out. Visualize this breath in 3 dimensions, to the front, to the sides, to the back, as you inhale, expanding, inflating. As you exhale, letting everything go. With it, any cares, any worries, allowing yourself to come into a space of presence. Acceptance requires us to be present. When we are navigating waters where we're afraid of what is to come, we're not focusing on the present moment. We're in the past or in the future. So can we accept what's here now? I'm going to share a poem by Dana Falls from What's True Here that really speaks to this idea of breath and presence and acceptance. She writes, I breathe in this moment. I breathe in acceptance, and I breathe out fear, making space for all of me to be here without judgment. I breathe in love for the hidden, dark, and quaking places. I breathe ease into tightness and light into the shadowy, walled-off rooms of the psyche where the doors are tightly closed, windows shuttered. I breathe in divine presence and let go of any obstacles I can. I breathe this moment deep into the center of my being and breathe out everything that isn't now. I breathe in power, strength, courage, and the willingness to say yes to life, not as I wish it to be, but as it is, resplendent in its silent generosity. Continue to breathe like this, a few more breaths. On your next inhale, gently begin to sweep your arms up overhead. Lengthen your body. Point your toes, and then flex your feet. Bringing some movement here. Release the legs back down, and then take a hold of your left wrist with your right hand. Begin to stretch and reach over to the right. You might need to even kind of shimmy your upper body over to the right, but keep your shoulder blades on the mat. Breathe here, stretching into the left side body. Breathing into the rib cage. On your inhale, come back to the center. Switch out your grip. So take a hold of the right wrist and then maybe shimmy your upper body to the left. Stretch and reach over to the left side. Maybe even point those right toes a little bit more. And breathe. We cannot breathe in the past. We cannot breathe in the future. We can only breathe in the here and now. So keep coming back to your breath. Allow it to bring you back to a space of presence, of acceptance, of ease. And gently come back to the center. Swing your arms around. We're going to bring one knee in and then the other. So gathering the knees toward your chest. Maybe your hands are below the knees, or maybe they're behind the knees, whatever works best for you. Then just begin to kind of bring some rocking motion side to side. Feel how calming it feels to rock. Stay connected to your breath though. Come back to the center with the hands below or behind each knee. Separate the knees wide. Bring them forward, back together, and then in toward your chest. Just circling the knees in opposite directions here a few times. Finding the edges of each of your hip joints. Go in the other direction. Taking those knees wide now, just allow them to fall toward the floor to the outsides of your ribs, or maybe even toward your armpits. And do a little squeeze and release action. So really hug them deeply in, and then kind of release them, let them spring back. Exhaling, squeezing them in. Inhale, releasing. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Good. Coming back to center. If it's available, reach the hands through the opening and hook the first two fingers around your big toes, or reach for the edges of your feet. If that's not available, just take a hold of the backs of your ankles or calves, or even the backs of the knees. We're going to come into happy baby. So begin to stack your feet over your knees. Feet are flexed. And then begin to rock a little bit here again. And maybe as you rock, you shoot one leg over to one side, and then the other in the other direction. So kind of straightening and bending your legs. Let your breath align with your movements. It's very calming for the nervous system. It also helps the muscles to release their grip on the bone to stretch with ease. And then come back to the center and then begin to open those legs up. So maybe you're still holding the feet, or maybe now you've brought your hands to the insides of the thighs or the outsides. You want to bring some movement to the ankles, release the grip, and you can kind of do some circling of the feet. Otherwise, stay where you're at. Feels kind of good to wake up all of the joints of the body. Going in both directions. And then bring those legs together, legs up the imaginary wall. And bring your arms up. This helps to drain lymphatic fluid, which helps to improve our immunity. So bring some movement to the hands and the feet. Also helps to return the blood back toward the heart. Reduces swelling and edema if you have that in the lower body. Little dead bug action here. Beautiful. Keep the legs lifted. We're going to bring the hands alongside the hips, or you can even slide them underneath your sacrum, just providing some support here with the backs of the arms resting on the floor. Good. Keep those feet flexed. On the exhale, we're going to lower the right leg and just hover it right above the mat. Only go as far as feels safe for your body. Inhale, bring that leg back up. Exhale, lower the left. Plugging the muscle to the bone, engaging the core. Inhale, coming back up. Just keep moving like this, exhaling as you lower. Inhale as you lift. Use the breath to help fuel your practice. So you might feel a little restriction in the back of the throat, engaging Ujjayi breath, sounding a little bit like Darth Vader as you breathe. Feeling that heat as you breathe out, maybe a coolness as you breathe in. Beautiful. One more time each side. Awesome job. We're going to bend those knees, place the feet on the floor. So move any props, out from underneath you. Bring the feet to the floor about hip-width distance apart, and then release the hands from under your hips if they were underneath. Hands are going to come alongside the hips for the moment as you ground yourself, really plug into all four corners of the feet, engage the legs. Good. We're going to bring a little movement to the arms. So go ahead and take elbow for elbow right above your chest. And then we're going to circle the arms. But as you do this, use your hand to take the arm in the opposite direction. So I'm going to use my left hand to draw my elbow over to the left. Inhale, come up, circling the arms above head. And then use your right hand to guide the elbow to the right. Coming back over your belly, big circles. Using those hands to assist you and draw the arms to each side. Big circles with those arms. And then go in the other direction. About 3 times in each direction, or whatever feels complete to you. And then once that feels complete, interlace your hands right above your chest. On the exhale, we're going to press the knuckles up to the up to the ceiling and let the shoulders lift from the floor. On the inhale, bend the elbows, bring the hands toward your chest. Lift your hips at the same time into bridge. Exhale, lower the back. Bring those arms up, reaching the interlaced fingers toward the ceiling. Inhale, bend those elbows. Bring the hands toward your heart as you lift the hips. Exhale, lower down, stretching and reaching your knuckles up to the ceiling. Inhale, palms come toward your chest, elbows out to the side as you lift. A couple more like this. Once you return your back to the floor, take the arms out to the sides like wings. Palms are going to face up, shoulders away from the ears. Toe heel your feet to the edges of your mat. And then we're going to slowly begin to tick-tock the knees from side to side. So exhale as you release to the right. Inhale, knees come back up. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, knees up. Keep moving like this, moving with the breath. Focus on your breath awareness. George Orwell said that happiness can only exist in acceptance. Happiness can only exist in acceptance. Acceptance requires us to be adaptive, to go with the flow. Right now we're working the sacral chakra, where our sacrum is located. It's the center and seat of passion, sensuality, creativity, procreativity, and fluidity. Ease and flow. Next time your knees go to the right, allow them to release to the right. Softening here. Maybe you'll want to go deeper and you can bring your right foot on top of that left knee or thigh. Maybe you want to take your gaze over your left hand. And just breathe. Just for now, can you be at peace? Just for now, can you be out of that place of resistance in a space of acceptance? Just for now, can you be happy? Find ways to adapt to your circumstances. Put that right foot back down to the floor. Let's bring those knees back up. Then we're going to release them over to the left. Again, you might want to just let the knees fall left, or you may want to go deeper, taking that left foot on top of the right knee or thigh. And then you can take your gaze over your right hand if that feels okay for your neck. Just breathe here. Keep checking in. Beautiful job. Return that left foot back to the floor. We're going to bring our feet back to that bridge shape, constructive rest. Feet to the floor, about hip width distance apart. Reach the arms up overhead. On the exhale, we're going to reach the arms up toward the ceiling and then toward the front of the room, coming up, lifting the heart, squeezing into the core. On the inhale, lower back down, reach the hands behind you. Just doing some crunches here. On the exhale, reach up and then toward the front, squeeze, pressing your navel into your spine. Inhale, reaching back up. Good, 3 more like this. Breathing, flowing with the breath. Slow flow is all about that ease of movement, linking our breath and movement together, consciously, intentionally. And 1 more. And then we're going to hold here for just a few breaths. If you want to, you can add some pulsing action, turning the palms down like you're pushing imaginary little balls on either hand, under either hand, I should say, sorry. Just press and breathe. Beautiful, lower back down, knees come to the chest, and roll to your favorite side, just pausing there for a moment or two. As you're ready, we're going to come to all fours. So if you need some additional support for underneath the knees, you can go ahead and place a blanket under the knees. Then we'll bring the knees right underneath. We're going to stand on our knees. So tuck those toes under and begin to stand up. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over the hips. A little softening of that tailbone, so a little pelvic tilt. Notice that I had a little bit of a sway back and now I'm kind of softening that down, drawing my navel in and up. Palms face away from the body, shoulders back and down. Crown is lifting, your chin is parallel to the floor. On the inhale, reach the arms up. Press the hips forward, engaging your core. Maybe your gaze goes up. On the exhale, take those arms wide. We're going to bring the hands to the small of the back and then lower the head back down gently. Engage the core, inhaling, lifting up. Stretching, reaching. Keep the core engaged. Exhale. Sweeping, hands to the back, rounding the spine, barely touch that head down. Inhale, come on up. Just flowing with this movement. Nice and gentle. Now we're going to float those hands down to the mat. Walk them forward a little bit. You want to have your hands at least shoulder width distance. Index fingers point forward or angle slightly toward the corners of your mat. Hands are slightly in front of the shoulders. Toes tucked. Knees are about hip width distance apart. And then press back. Pushing the mat forward with your hands. On the inhale, begin to lift the hips. Keep those knees bent for the moment. And then on the exhale, straighten the legs, lower the heels. On the inhale, bend those knees, coming back to more of a bear shape, or maybe even bring the knees all the way down. Keep pushing the mat forward, long straight spine, ears to the insides of the biceps. On the exhale, coming up and lowering those heels. On the inhale, lifting onto the balls of the feet, bending the knees, maybe lowering all the way back down. Maybe it's a child's variation. Exhale, coming up, pressing the heels down. Inhaling, Lifting the heels, bending the knees, maybe sliding all the way back into child's. Good, one more time like this. Keep that spine nice and long and straight. And then lower all the way down. Take those knees wide, toes together. Press your seat back toward your heels and walk those hands forward in a nice child's pose. You can also stack the hands here and rest your head on your hands, or you can even reach the hands back toward your feet. This is your rest position. This is a place you can come anytime you need to. Please listen to your body and go where your body takes you. Slowly begin to press your way back up, coming onto hands and knees. And then if you have blocks, you might want to bring blocks to the front of your mat. If not, no big deal. We're going to step the right foot forward. You can bring hands to blocks or onto the floor. You can also always bring your hands up to your knee too, if the floor is too far away. And so we're just going to bring that rocking motion here. So straightening that front leg, bringing the hips back, folding over that leg, and then on the inhale, coming back into that low runner's lunge. Lift the heart. So there'll be little mini cat-cows here as you exhale, kind of rounding a little bit, bringing your forehead toward your shin. On the inhale, a little lift, maybe even open that heart, shoulders drop back and down. Focus on your breath awareness. Beautiful job. Opening the hips, linking that breath and movement, and flow and ease. We're going to come forward, tuck those back toes under, and then lift into a runner's lunge. Beautiful job. Step your back foot to the front. Now feet will be about hip width distance apart here. So that's like 2 fists to the insides of your feet. Bend your knees deeply. Bring your belly and your rib cage toward your thighs. Excellent job. On the inhale, hands lift to the shins. Nice long straight spine here. On the exhale, bend those knees, round it out. Inhale, this time press into the feet, sweeping all the way up. Maybe a little back bend here. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Feel nice and grounded. Inhale, sweep, arms lift. Exhale, bend those knees, folding out. Inhale, lift hands to shins, halfway. Exhale, bend the knees, fold it out. Inhale, sweep, ride the breath up. Exhale, hands to heart. Good. Inhale, sweep. Notice with every iteration of this, there's a little more ease of movement. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep, ride that breath all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Last time, inhale, sweep. Exhale, bend those knees, folding out. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep, all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. Bring your hands to your hips, to your hip bones. Take a bend in those knees. Start to slide your hips back. Bring very, very slowly your belly to your thighs as you fold out. Hands come to the blocks. And now we're going to step our right foot back. You might want to toe heel your left foot forward a little bit. And then we're going to release that right knee down. Again, hands can be on blocks on the floor, or they can be up here on your thigh. On the exhale, we're going to fold it out. On the inhale, coming back to that low runner's lunge. Exhale, folding. Inhale, sliding forward, open the heart, maybe lift a little here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sliding forward, little lift. Exhale, fold it out. Beautiful job. Couple more like this. And exhale. Nice job. This time we're going to step the left knee back. Take those knees wide and then press back once again into child's pose. I read a quote from a person by the name of Ayanla Yanzant, and she wrote, "Acceptance does not mean you agree with, condone, appreciate, or even like what has happened. Acceptance means you know, regardless of what happened, there is something bigger than you at work. It also means that you know you are okay and will continue to be okay." Everything is okay. Slowly bring those hands back toward you. Once again, we're going to line up the hands a little bit wider than shoulder width distance, index fingers pointing forward, knees right underneath those hips. Press the mat forward with your hands, bringing the ears to the insides of those biceps. Lift the hips up and back as you begin to straighten those legs. Coming back to down dog, walk your dog. Feet are about hip width distance apart, spine is long and straight. Ears line up with the insides of your biceps. Good. Take a bend in those knees, and then we're going to walk the feet forward to the front of the mat. Once again, feet will be about hip width distance here. Bend those knees, rib cage to thighs. And then inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart. Begin to shift your weight over to your left leg. And then we're going to bring the right foot behind us, almost like a little kickstand. Hands can be at heart center here, or you can begin to bring the arms out to the sides for balance. Take a micro bend in that left knee, and then begin to hinge forward at the hips, coming into warrior three. Check in with your breath, toes point down, hips are level, heel is pressing away from the body, long straight spine. On the inhale, come back up. You can always float that foot back down and then bring it forward. Shake it out a little bit. We're going to shift our weight over to the other side now. So shift your weight to your right leg. Bring that left foot behind as a kickstand. Hands can be at heart center or out to the side. Stay nice and long. Little soft bend in your right knee, give you some spring. And then slide the heel back, melting the heart. Again, you can have your hands at heart center, and they can be out to the sides. They can sweep back. You can even reach forward if that's in your practice. Lots of breath. On the inhale, slowly return back up. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Beautiful. Coming back to mountain, feet grounded. On the inhale, lift, hips come back, bend the knees, release the rib cage toward those thighs, and we're going to sink low. Arms out to the sides like wings. Nice low airplane. Belly toward the thighs. Nice job. On the inhale, float the right hand down. Here's a great place for a block. If you don't need a block or don't want a block, then just bring the hand to the floor. On the inhale, sweep that hand high, straightening into the leg. Lots of breath. Find length in the spine. Twists help us to shift our perspective, help us wring out toxins in the body. What can you let go of? What can you squeeze out like a dirty washcloth? Stuff that no longer serves you. Slowly begin to come back into that airplane, arms out to the sides. Lots of breath. We're going to float the left hand down now, and then slowly begin to sweep that right hand high, straightening the right leg. Lots of breath. Stretch through those fingertips. On the exhale, come back, arms out to the sides. On the inhale, sweep the arms in front of you. Make sure you can still see your toes. We're gonna come all the way up to standing. Little back bend. Exhale, bend the knees, belly to the thighs. Come back into that low squat. Inhale, arms reach forward and up, coming up through chair. Little stretch. Exhale, arms out. Breathe out. Inhale, come on up. Exhale, fold it out. Beautiful. Staying here, we're gonna bring the hands back to the blocks or to the floor and then step the right foot back again. Pivot your back foot flat so it's almost parallel with the back of your mat. Front knee is tracking with your front foot. Make sure that knee is not collapsing. Bring your left hand to the inside of that foot on a block, or bring your forearm to your thigh here. Beautiful. Make sure you're not dumping into the shoulder, so press up. And then we're lifting this right hip and right shoulder up. Reach your hand high. Maybe take your gaze to your hand, breathe. Side angle pose. Pose of strength. Also one of flexibility. And that to me, those are key traits when we are in a space of acceptance. Strength and flexibility. On the inhale, reach that hand back, come up, warrior two. Shoulders away from those ears. You can even turn your palms up if that feels good to you. Keep breathing. Gaze is over that front hand. Check in on your front knee. Make sure it's not collapsing. So line it up almost like with your second toe. Slide forward slightly on your inhale. Let's reverse this. You can always straighten that front leg if you wish. Open this up. Or you can recommit to the bend in that knee. Sink it down. Keep that back leg nice and strong. Really press to the outer edge of that foot. Coming back to warrior two. Stretch through those arms, shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. We're going to sweep our right hand through, come onto the ball of the back of the foot, and come right into a high crescent lunge. Check in with your breath. You can always release that right knee to the floor. On the exhale, arms are going to come out to the sides. Bow over that leg. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, folding over. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, arms out. Nice job. Float your hands back to the blocks. And then step your back foot forward. Forward fold here, bend those knees. Inhale, just realign the spine, come all the way up to standing. Lengthen here. Exhale, hands to heart. Pause and connect with your breath once again. So check in. Feet are grounded, spine is long and straight. Tail is softening, navel drawing in and up. Shoulders back and down. Beautiful job. On the inhale, sweep arms up. Exhale, gently fold, bend the knees. Inhale, lift halfway. Step your left foot back. Pivot it on an angle so it's parallel to the back of your mat. Right hand can come to a block to the inside of that right foot or forearm to the thigh. Make sure you're not dumping into the shoulder, so press yourself up. And then again, we're trying to stack shoulders and hips. Left hand comes up. Maybe you reach a little higher, find a little more length. Pressing into the feet. Reach that hand behind you to come up. Warrior two, turn the palms up, shoulders down, sink into this. Check in with your front knee. Again, it's tracking with the front foot, gaze is over that front hand. Where's your breath? Slide that hand forward. Float that left hand down. Take a right hand high. Again, you can straighten and open this up. You can also sink into that front knee. Keep breathing. On the exhale, come back up to warrior two. We're going to windmill the hands up. Coming on the ball of that back foot. Again, we can always release that left knee down, but we're in a crescent lunge now. On the exhale, arms out. Folding over that leg. Inhale, sweeping up. Exhale, arms out. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, arms out. Float those hands down to the floor or to the blocks. Step your back foot forward. Pressing into those feet. Inhale, sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Return to your breath. Check in. Bend your knees, slowly bring your belly to your thighs. We're just going to bring our seat all the way down to the floor. Now, if you would like to elevate the hips, which I highly recommend, fold up your blanket or towel. Bring the edge of the seat to the edge of the blanket. All right. Doesn't matter which foot you have in front. And if it's hard on the knees, you can always place blocks under those thighs for support, or you can just extend one leg out. We'll switch halfway through. Just take a moment, move the excess tissue out of the way. Roll shoulders a few times, lifting them up by the ears, rolling them back and down. I read a quote on Tiny Buddha that said, "Serenity comes when you trade expectations with acceptance." Isn't that true? Always in our life. I've always said that expectations are simply future disappointments. When we're in a space of acceptance, we can find serenity, we can find peace. All right, you might want to have a block over to your left side. So you might be resting your hand there, you might rest your forearm there. We're going to reach the right arm up. And then on the exhale, hinge at the hips and fold over to the side. Now, if you want to add a little movement to the neck, you can take your gaze toward the floor. And then you can take the gaze to the front and maybe up toward the ceiling. Do that a few times. See if you can find some nice range of motion in your cervical spine. Beautiful job. Bring the gaze back to neutral. Slowly rise up. While your hand is here, take a hold of your opposite side of your head for a little gentle neck stretch. Keep releasing the shoulders down. Listen to the breath. Slowly release the grip. We're going to switch the block over to the other side. Place the right hand on that block, reach the left arm up. Slowly begin to hinge again. You might be able to release onto that forearm. Just check that that outer hip isn't lifting. If it is, just breathe and see if you can soften it back down. And then you can take your gaze to the floor, to the front, maybe up toward the ceiling. Do this a few times. See what's available in your neck. Stretching is fine, but we never want any sharp pain sensations. So if that's happening, back off or don't do it. Beautiful. Bring that gaze back to neutral. Rise up. While your hand is here, take a hold of the opposite side of your head. Release your ear to your shoulder. We carry so much tension in our jaw, our neck, our shoulders, our hips, and our low back. Stretch those areas. No doubt they're a little tighter than usual, given all of the events of the last couple of weeks. Release that grip, bring the head back to neutral, and then we'll switch our feet out. If you had one leg extended, now it's time to switch those legs. Beautiful. Good, sit up nice and tall here. We're gonna lengthen the spine first, and then take your right hand to your ankles, bring your left hand behind you. You might need a block behind you if the floor feels far away. Press into those hands to lift up, find the length first, and then begin to twist from the belly, the chest, and then the head comes last. Check in. With every inhale, maybe you can lengthen just a little more. Every exhale, maybe there's a little more twist. Keep your body oriented in this twist, but begin to bring your gaze back to the front and then over the opposite shoulder. A little stretch in that neck, bringing things out. Bring the gaze back to center. Slowly unravel the body from the belly, the chest, and then we're back to neutral. Beautiful. Find some nice length here. Bring your left hand to your ankles. Bring the right hand behind. Plant it. Press down to lengthen. Then begin to rotate from the belly first, then the chest, and then your head. Good. Again, lengthening on the inhale. Know that you can always slide your left hand over to the thigh if that's available. Sometimes it feels nice to keep it in front. You can really keep that nice length. Just see what works for you. Keep the body oriented in this direction, and then slowly bring the gaze back to center and over in the opposite direction of your twist. 70% of our toxins leave the body through the breath. The rest is through digestion and through our skin. 70% through respiration. So breathe out all the stuff that has accumulated over the past few weeks, months, years. Let that go. Good. Bring your gaze back to neutral. And then again, slowly unravel your body. Nice. We're going to slide our way back onto our back. So set yourself up however you would like to. Again, you can have a blanket behind the head or behind the knees. Or maybe you just want to feel the earth. But again, find your way back to your back. Find some nice length in the body wherever you are. Shoulders release away from those ears. Having the palms turned upward. And then begin to return to a nice, calm, steady breath. We know that when we're in fight or flight, we've spent a lot of time there recently, our breathing will change, becomes fast, irregular, and shallow. But when we slow and steady our breath, we find a nice, deep rhythm for our breath. It's very calming to our nervous system. It takes us into the relaxation response, or the rest and digest nervous system, where the body can heal, restore, and go back to homeostasis, back to a space of equanimity. So just breathe slowly and deeply. Now I'm going to guide you on a journey. In your mind's eye, visualize the scenes as I guide you through them. Begin to create a picture in your mind of a place where you can completely relax. Imagine what this place needs to be like in order for you to feel calm, at peace, relaxed. Consider the physical layout of the place that you're imagining. Where is this place? Is it somewhere outdoors or indoors? Is it a small place or a big one? Is it a place that you've been to before or one that you're imagining? Create an image of this place in your mind. Now picture some additional details about your place. Who is in this place? Are you alone? Or perhaps you're with someone else? Are there other people present? Animals, birds? Imagine who's at your peaceful place, whether it's you only or if you have company. Now begin to fill in some more details about your surroundings. Take a moment and focus on the relaxing sounds around you. What do you hear? Perhaps there's wind in the trees. Perhaps there's music playing that you enjoy, or other sounds of nature, or the sounds of voices of people that you love. Now imagine any tastes and smells that your place has to offer. Maybe your favorite food is being cooked, or maybe it's the smell of the ocean, or the smell of fresh rain. Imagine those smells and any taste associated with your peaceful place. Now imagine the sensation of touch, including the temperature, any breeze that might be present, the surface that you're on. Imagine the details of this calming place in your mind. Focus now on the sights of your place, shapes, colors, objects, plants, flowers, water. Whatever it is that makes your place beautiful and enjoyable to you. Now imagine yourself there. What would you be doing in this peaceful place? Perhaps you're just sitting, enjoying, relaxing. Maybe you're out walking around and exploring, or doing any other activities that you enjoy. Picture yourself in this peaceful place and imagine a feeling of calm, of peace washing over you. Here you have no worries, cares, or concerns. Here you can simply rejuvenate, relax, and enjoy just being. Enjoy your peaceful place for a few moments more. While you do, memorize the sights, the sounds, and the sensations around you. Memorize how you feel at peace, calm, steady. Know that you can return to this place anytime you wish. You can take a mental break or a mental vacation and allow yourself to relax and regroup before returning to your regular roles. In these final moments of relaxation, create a picture in your mind that you will return the next time you need a quick relaxation break. Picture yourself in this peaceful place. This moment you're imagining now, you can picture again and again and again. File it away for when you need it. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes, bringing some movement to your body. Gently gather your knees toward you. Rock a few times from side to side. Gently roll to one side, pausing there for a few moments. And then as you're ready, find your way back to a seated position, taking your time. Bring your hands to your heart center or wherever feels comfortable. Bow your head and close your eyes. I breathe in acceptance and breathe out fear, making space for all of me to be here without judgment. I breathe in love for the hidden, dark, and quaking places. I breathe ease into tightness and light into the shadowy, walled-off rooms of the psyche where the doors were tightly closed for so long and the windows shuttered. I breathe in divine presence and let go of any obstacles I can. I breathe this moment deep into the center of my being and breathe out everything that isn't now. I breathe in power, strength, courage, and the willingness to say yes to life, not as I wish it to be, but as it is, resplendent in its silent generosity. The accepting and breathing one in me sees and honors the respecting and breathing one in you. As Sonia Riccati said, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. Namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I'll have the link to the recording available probably later today, but definitely by tomorrow. So you can feel free to use that as often as needed. And you guys stay healthy and safe.